It is an intimate and loud atmosphere here at Gateway Center Arena. The first ever playoff game here, 3,800 fans, sold out every game the last 2 years, and here we go, game one between the Fever and the Dream.
The Atlanta Dream. Guys, watching the games on Sunday, the disproportionate nature of some of the WNBA teams was on full show, full display. So game one, we saw a lot of game ones. We saw game one in Minnesota, which plays at the Target Center, which is also used by the Minnesota Timberwolves, so NBA facility. We saw the Phoenix Mercury host game one. Also, the location for the Phoenix Suns, which is the NBA team. And remember, guys, Phoenix Suns, Connecticut Sun. Connecticut Sun does not have an S. Phoenix Suns do. So, anyway, Phoenix Suns, NBA, Connecticut Sun, WNBA. So you have two NBA facilities on display for the first round for game one. We have the Las Vegas Aces playing, and their arena is not an NBA arena, but it is a very nice one that looks really good, holds a lot of people, and also looks good on TV, yada, yada. Good amenities, all that good stuff. Then we get to the Atlanta Dream hosting game one at the Gateway Center. Gateway Center looks the best it could possibly look. The team made the decision to have a whiteout, and the team in white were the Indiana Fever. Why exactly the Atlanta Dream did not wear their white uniforms while they were telling their fans that it's a whiteout and had white shirts all on the seats and stuff, it was weird. Gotta say, I thought that was weird. Did anyone else think that was weird? Maybe it's just me, but that was weird. All right, Editor Quita, just to say that the Las Vegas Aces did the same thing, which I also thought was weird. They had white on the seats, and if you tell people to wear a white shirt or a white towel, or you put that in the seat, you have to wear white. Don't let the competition wear white. Now, why they did that, I don't know. So different team, same logic, makes no sense to me. Anyway, back to it. What I want to do is I want to just take a look at attendance, because I think it's pretty important to talk about, okay? I think it's pretty important to talk about. So, for game one it's not called the Footprint Center anymore. It's called a PHX Arena. We saw 10,000 fans in attendance. 10,095 fans in attendance for that game. Game one of the WNBA playoffs in Phoenix. Game two, another game one, in Michelob Ultra Arena in Vegas. We saw 10,407 fans in attendance. Decent numbers. For the Minnesota Valks game, 8,821 in attendance. Not great, but it is what it is. You're competing with football, and so that's the thing. Then we get over to the Indiana Fever versus the Atlanta Dream. And what do we see? 3,800 fans in attendance. 3,800 fans. Now, yes, was the arena in Phoenix packed? No, it wasn't. Was the arena in Las Vegas packed? No, it wasn't. Was the arena in Minnesota packed? Definitely was not. But the Atlanta Dream had a sold-out crowd. 3,800 in attendance, that's capacity. And 3,800 in attendance for a WNBA playoff matchup is ridiculous. Now, is it Atlanta's fault? Is it the players' fault and whatnot? No, because there were more fans that wanted to go to the game that couldn't, because the size of the arena. The arena's small. They play in College Park at the Gateway Center, which is basically a college arena. It's very small. The max that they can have is 38. And so, yes, this is a team that sells out all the time because they're so small. And watching these games back to back, we all knew about the Atlanta Dream situation, right? They've been at the Gateway Center for a long time, right? It's not the first time, right? But it was something about watching the games back to back that made it seem even worse to me. It made it seem even worse because it wasn't just the fact that you only had 3,800 people in attendance, because that's all you could have because you're not in the bigger arena. Not only that, but if you all watched the post game presser, because I watched the post game presser for all four, and I basically watched them all back to back. So I waited until they were done, and I just literally just watched them back to back to back to back to back. And for all the other teams, it seemed like they were using screens, like it seemed like it was LED screens or whatever. Like the backdrop that said the WNBA playoffs, like that looked good. That looked very, very good. Looked very, very nice. The setup was very professional. It looked amazing. You move over to the Atlanta Dream, that looked like they just had it looked like they bought a backdrop from Banner Buzz, right? Like they went on bannerbuzz.com, got a backdrop, got the hardware that's not the best. The backdrop did not look great. It really didn't. It really did not look great at all. Not only that, the microphone stand looked like it was broke.
Their physicality took us out of our rhythm. I don't know who that is. It took us out of our rhythm sometimes,
which is weird. If you watch the Indiana Fever do their press conference, you saw that they were playing with the mic stand until Stephanie White just took it and would just held it from then on out, right?
Steph, you talked a lot about the inside play. Early on, you guys had success until those. What corrections do you need to see from the inside presence as they come big after big?
Yeah, I did. I thought.
We also saw the signal seem to go in and out. I don't know if y'all noticed that too, but it was going in and out. Sometimes you heard every other word. They'll be talking, and then it would freeze for a little bit, and then they would start talking again. But it was okay. Well, what did you say in that middle part? What's going on with the signal of the live stream, right?
I think we shot ourselves in the foot to start things. We didn't give ourselves a chance defensively sometimes and be able to get what we want. I think a lot of different areas that impact being able to make plays and do what you want to do on the offensive end.
So not only do you not have a big arena, not only is your arena too small for the people who want to be in attendance, right? It's amazing that in Minnesota, in Phoenix, there was clearly not a ton of fans in attendance. Clearly not enough fans, right? The arenas were not full, didn't look full whatsoever. But yet, even a partially half-empty arena in Minnesota and Phoenix still had more fans than a sold-out, hardest ticket to get ticket for Game 1 of the Atlanta Dream versus Indiana Fever. Even those games that were half full still had way more fans than Atlanta. And it seemed like a bigger deal because we were watching them back to back to back to back, right? It was a bigger deal. And I didn't talk about it yesterday in the show because I wanted yesterday to be specifically about the games and Mama's expertise. Also, did y'all like Mama's sort of recaps about the games and whatnot? Did y'all like that? Let me know, because we're thinking about doing something similar for Game 2, depending on Mama's schedule. So yeah, let me know if y'all like that. The point is, because we watched them back to back, we're able to see just the stark differences between Atlanta and everybody else. Which leads me to my point. Road 2 is asking, what is the solution? Well, the solution is for the Atlanta Dream to move. The solution is for them to move. And for them to move and get an agreement with the Atlanta Hawks. I think that's what you have to do. The Atlanta Dream at one point was not selling a ton of tickets. And so at that time, sure, maybe it made sense to play at Gateway Arena. But that arena is too small. It's been too small for a couple of years now. And really, we do need to see the Atlanta Dream, especially with the amazing talent of Rhyne Howard, Allisha Gray, and only 3,800 fans can be in attendance to watch that. That's a problem. And I think they need to figure out an agreement with the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm Arena and have their games there. State Farm Arena holds around 16,000. Now, am I saying that the Atlanta Dream will bring in 16,000 fans? No, they won't. But I do think that the Atlanta Dream can bring in around 8,000 to 9,000 on average. If the Atlanta Dream was at a bigger arena, I think they could at least minimum 8,000 to 9,000 fans per game. They could absolutely do that. Absolutely do that. The Atlanta Dream team owners, which I know Renee Montgomery is an owner, but I don't know the exact structure beyond that. And so maybe I'll do a little research about that. But you need to move your arena. It's not right. It's not right how small that arena is and the quality product you're putting on the court. We might see the Atlanta Dream in the finals, guys. The Atlanta Dream might be in the finals. And can you imagine a WNBA Finals game with only 3,800 fans in attendance? Can you imagine a game 3 and game 4 of the WNBA Finals, best of 7, happening in a 3,800 seat arena? Y'all don't realize how problematic that is? Atlanta Dream. Your team is elite. You got a really good coach. You got some really good stars in your team. You guys are going to be really good for a long time. At some point, you need to move. Please. There's a lot of fans that I see on social media that are like, I'm a fan of the Atlanta Dream, but I can't even go to the games because there's not enough room. There's not enough tickets. They only sell a certain amount of season tickets because they literally, I think the Sky probably have more season ticket holders than the entire arena for the Atlanta Dream. And this guy have more season ticket holders than the entire arena. That's a problem. I hope so, Joyce. I hope they're thinking about it. I hope they're thinking about it. I hope they are in contact with State Farm Arena saying, hey, what can we do? We might end up in the WNBA Finals. Now, I love the Atlanta Dream's atmosphere. I think they do a great job in terms of their in-game entertainment. I really do. I think they have a really cool looking court. They've created a great atmosphere, but you need better facilities. You need a bigger arena. You need a better press availability, or at least get the signal to work. I don't know. I don't know what the issue was with that signal stuff. Get microphones that actually, are good on the microphone stand. I'm just saying. Literally compare the other teams on Sunday to the Atlanta Dream, and it's just a stark difference. Amelia says, I have a friend that is a season ticket holder, and she said she thinks they are looking for a bigger facility. They better be looking for a bigger facility. Yeah, they better. WVCO says, Atlanta needs to get Usher involved. That's hilarious. That's it. Amarachi says, the way Atlanta sports work, the team usually has to go far for fans to show up. Then again, I would be more likely to go to a game in Atlanta than all the way in College Park. I mean, I think they'll show up. But again, I'm not from Atlanta. I don't know Atlanta like that. But I would imagine 8,000 to 9,000 showing up on average. I could totally see that. I could totally see that as a thing. That's what I got. I hope that was interesting. Just what's going on when it comes to the playoffs, when it comes to the dream, when it just comes to everything in general. So hopefully y'all thought this was a decent enough stream. Hopefully y'all got something out of it. Hopefully it was interesting to you all. If so, I would love if you all could hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. I saw a comment earlier about someone wanting to get the phone number again for the Heart of the Fans project, and I wanna put that on the screen real quick so you all can see it. And if you all have not called, there is still time for you to call and let me know your thoughts. But yeah, here's the phone number. 88898 Quita or 88896 Quita. Sorry about that. Or 888-967-8482. That is the phone number. Would love to hear what you all have to say. I'm getting a lot of fans that are just variety. I'm getting some who are like, I've been a fan since the beginning. Some people are like, I'm a new fan. Others are like, well, my family member took me to a game and I really loved it. Like, whatever your reason is, the call deadline is Friday. Call deadline is Friday. This Friday. All right, this upcoming weekend, I am going through all of the voicemails and gonna start to develop the show. But yeah, the deadline is Friday. If you want to participate, I would love to hear what you all have to say. And if you all are like, actually, I called and I forgot other stuff I wanted to say, well, just call again. When you call, it's gonna say press 0 to, I think it's like press 0 to speak to the operator. It's not an operator, it goes to my voicemail. So just press 0. You'll hear it ring for a couple seconds, and then you'll hear my voice telling you to leave a message. Okay. All right. So make sure to press 0 if it asks to speak to an operator. There is no operator. It's a voicemail. Press 0, and literally I get them on my phone. Okay. All right. Thank y'all so much. That is hilarious. WZ says, if I'm incarcerated, will you accept the charges? No, I will not accept the charges. I will not accept the charges. You on your own with that. You are on your own with that. Okay. Afro DGX says, do the Hawks owners want to buy the Dream? I haven't heard anything about it, so I would assume no, but who knows? We'll see. Anyway, I got to go to work. Call in your story. Call in your story about why you are a fan of the WNBA. All right. And as Tisha says, please support the channel and send the likes. Please, please do. And tell a neighbor, tell a friend about Quita in the mornings. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Sorry about the delay. Sorry about the lateness of yesterday. And guys, we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program tomorrow as we recap Game 2. At least 2 Game 2. All right. See y'all. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Are you ready?
Ready, set,